world is not a happy place. And if you want to see that, look at the janitors of the world. Look at the faces of the wage slaves on the subway on Monday morning. Look at the faces of the old sick people in the hospital. Sure, children are happy, but that's because their parents are doing all the horrible shit, the soul-crushing jobs, so that they don't have to. And sure, some places are happier than others. I live in Thailand, and people here are a lot happier than back home in Canada, and the weather's beautiful. But I look at the faces of the subsistence level farmer who's working 12 hours a day to provide cheap food for me to live off. And there's tons of tourists around, living great and thinking Thailand's the greatest place, but they don't look in the eyes of the waiters or the waitresses or the small boy who's trying to sell you flowers at 10 o'clock at night, or the Thai family who lives with 7 kids in a one-bedroom apartment. This is very difficult to be happy in that. Okay, if you believe in that shit, and you believe in Oprah and Eckhart Tolle and all these fucking self-help frauds and liars, you're gonna try and think that this world is a happy fantasy place, and it's just fucking not. It's hard for the majority of the people, and it's brutal for most people, let alone people who live in peaceful countries. Just look at Iraq or Syria or any of these other hellholes. And the world's a brutal place, and it's a vicious place, and that's just how it is, okay? And you can't change that, but what you can do is you can carve out a little piece of happiness for yourself and for your loved ones. But these people, I meet a lot of people out here like this who believe in this fucking fantasy world where everyone's going to be singing Kumbaya and world peace, and this shit is never going to happen, guys, okay? So stop believing in these delusions and start looking at life with a clear-eyed reality. When you look at life with a clear-eyed reality, you start to see how things really work, okay? And this is really important if you want to have real-world applicable results. You got to see the real world. You got to see the world how it really exists, okay? Next point. Stop listening to your parents. If you're still reading this article, or you're still listening to this video or listening to the audio version of this, chances are your parents are losers, because you are looking to get this stuff handled by some guy online, me. If your parents were winners, you wouldn't be reading this stuff, most likely. You would have had a great father who's a millionaire, who's a positive guy, and he would show you exactly how to do it, and you had positive programming pumped into you for your whole life. But that guy's 1 in 10,000, okay? 99% of people are losers, and they pump their kids full of loser negative programming, okay? Almost for sure I can tell you guys that your parents are losers. If you weren't one of the top, if you weren't, you would have been one of the top 0.01% of guys who have good programming, okay? And that's very rare. So unless your parents are a massive success and they're happy and they're living fulfilled lives and they're in good shape, stop listening to them, because they don't know the right way. They don't know how to get what you want. You got to start listening to guys, and only listen to guys who have what you want. Unless the guy has what you want, well, forget about them. Whether it's your parents, whether it's your uncle, whether it's anybody. Only listen to people who've done it, okay?